Apfelkuchen, Bratwurst, Lederhosen, and Dirndl's Oktoberfest is a hyperbolic wonderland of all things stereotypically Bavarian. This is where Germany's conservative CSU, Christian Socialist Union, has ruled since 1949, seeing itself as the steward of Heimat, a German word for home, but also nostalgia for tradition.
Heimat is Bavaria.
But this was also Bavaria. In 2015, when more than 1 million asylum seekers came to Germany, many by crossing Bavarian borders. That event changed the political landscape, and this week's regional elections could shake the CSU's once unbreakable grip on power. And with it, the fragile coalition government of Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel. CSU lawmaker Robert Brenneckampf is confident his party will retain the lead, even if it loses some voters to what he describes as the counter-trend of populism. Bavaria is a safe and rich state with the lowest unemployment in the country. We ought to get 60%, he says. But there is a counter-trend in Europe, Italy, France, Holland, and considering this, we hope to get 40%. So where are the votes going? Well, you can find the answer in the Bavarian town of Deggendorf, where Katrin Ebner-Steiner is campaigning for the anti-immigration party AfD, or Alternative for Germany. I came from a CSU family. My father was a CSU member. So was my husband for 30 years, she tells us. The CSU has moved with Merkel to the left here in Bavaria. She has simply lost touch with the Bavarian citizens, who are very conservative at heart. Deggendorf was on the front lines of the refugee crisis, at one point housing thousands of asylum seekers. Today, the tents are gone, but there are still about 600 housed here, says the Federal Office of Migration, in what has become a transitory anchor center to quickly process asylum seekers who cross the border with relocation or deportation. It's one of the CSU promises to bring immigration under control. But Ebner-Steiner has successfully campaigned off the fear of out-of-control migration. In the national election last year, the AfD won 19% of the vote in Deggendorf, one of the highest results in the country. People still have these images in mind, she tells us. It's the loss of security. That's what people feel. That's why they want an alternative, a policy that opposes unbridled mass immigration, and that's why they choose the AfD. The AfD doesn't just want a stop to all migration, it also wants to ban Islam in Germany, and its leaders have been criticized for supporting right-wing nationalist extremists. That seems to worry voters just as much as their concerns about immigration.
I'm trying to understand their view of point or their argumentation. I would definitely not vote for them.
The AfD could do well this time. I'm not 100% for them, but I have no other choice, this woman told us. If there was any other party, I would not vote for them, but there is none. But this pensioner was adamant that AfD was not the answer. He told us, we already had one Hitler. We do not want this a second time. Not just the postcard image of Heimat tradition, Bavaria is the heartland of Germany's conservative movement. Without its support, Chancellor Angela Merkel leads the country on borrowed time. Atika Shubert, CNN, Bavaria, Germany.